Hello everyone, this is Rahul. Today we are going to have an elaborate discussion on apoptosis, which is one of the most important topics of cell biology. This topic is not important only from your MSc examination point of view, it is also important if you are looking forward to take examinations like CSI, UGC, NET, JRF, ICMR, JRF, DBT, JRF and similar examinations. So let us begin our discussion on apoptosis. So, what is apoptosis? Apoptosis is a form of programmed cell death in which a suicide program is activated within an animal cell, leading to rapid cell death mediated by intracellular proteolytic enzymes called caspases. During the development of animals, some cells die, as shown in the picture right of the slide. For example, during the development of vertebrate limb, cell death can sculpt fingers and toes by the removal of the interdigital web. This process of cell death is called programmed cell death, and in general it occurs by the mechanism of cell death called apoptosis. Death by apoptosis is not restricted to cells programmed to die during development. Unwanted cells are eliminated by apoptosis during embryogenesis, metamorphosis, and tissue turnover. Cells that are aberrant are eliminated by apoptosis in whole life. So let us see now what are the important causes of apoptosis. In addition to environmental cues, apoptosis can be triggered by a variety of stimuli including withdrawal of essential growth factors, which are also called the survival factors, treatment with glucocorticoids, DNA damage by gamma irradiation or chemotherapeutic drugs, drugs that affect the cytoskeleton, endoplasmic reticulum dysfunction, heat shock, cold shock, many other stresses on the cell. Adherent cells that become detached from their substrates also die by apoptosis. In the immune system, cytotoxic lymphocytes attack target cells and initiate the apoptotic pathway in those cells. Tumor suppressors like p53 protein also trigger apoptosis and are a key defense against cancer. Thus, apoptosis is an important mechanism for removing tumorigenic cells. One thing must be noted about apoptosis is that it is an exclusive property of animal cells. It is not found in plant or bacterial cells. Not all cell death is apoptotic. There are different kinds of cell deaths also. For example, cell die as a direct result of ischemia do so by necrosis. In general, necrosis occurs when a cell is damaged to such an extent that it simply cannot survive. There are some characteristic differences between necrosis and apoptosis. As you can see in this slide, on the left image, the necrosis and apoptosis is shown via the morphology of the cells undergoing respective processes. In necrosis, first the cell swells, which is followed by bursting of cells. Bursting of cells leads to leakage of cytosolic elements into extracellular space, which leads to inflammatory response. Whereas in apoptosis, there is no inflammatory response. In fact, first the nuclear fragmentation occurs, which is followed by fragmentation of the cell, leading to membrane-enclosed apoptotic bodies. So there is no leakage of cytoplasmic elements outside of the cellular boundary, which leads to enrichment of each apoptotic body by phagocytes. So apoptosis is a clean process with no inflammatory response. On molecular level, apoptosis can be visualized by isolating nuclear DNA of an apoptotic cell and running it on agarose gel as shown in the right image in this slide. You can clearly see the ladder-like pattern of the DNA in. Now let us discuss about caspases. Caspases are proteases which orchestrate apoptosis by cleaving a specific substrates. Caspases stand for cysteine aspartate specific proteases. There are three main types of caspases. These are executioner caspases, Its examples are caspase 3, 6, and 7. The second one is initiator caspases. Its examples are caspase 8, 9, 10, and 2. The third one is inflammatory caspases, which are not involved in the process of apoptosis. Its examples are caspase 1, 4, and 5. Caspases are present as inactive zymogens in a cell, which are activated only when apoptotic cell death program is initiated. Caspases generally cleave substrate at a specific amino acid sequence. This sequence is shown in red in present slide. Each sequence consists of an aspartate molecule on its terminal, followed by a glycine molecule or a serine molecule or an alanine molecule. Between two aspartate residues, there can be two any amino acids. On the right hand image, you can see the general structure of a caspase. Each caspase molecule consists of a prodomain and a larger subunit and a smaller subunit. The larger subunit and a smaller subunit together make the protease subunits. The prodomain is required for the dimerization of the. Now let us see how caspases are activated. Each caspase molecule contains death folds in its prodomain region. Death folds can be of three types. One is CARD, which stands for caspase recruitment domain. Second is DEAD, which stands for death effector domain. The third one is pyrene domain or PYR. PYR domain is found in fishes only and some other proteins. All of these are structurally related and are collectively called death folds. The prodomain of a specific initiator caspase interacts with a specific adapter molecule on which the same prodomain is present to define an apoptotic pathway. The entire process of dimerization is known as induced proximity. Another such prodomain called death domain is also present in adapter molecules, which helps in binding to the same prodomain present on the death receptors. Such interactions tend to occur in a like-like manner as shown on the right-hand image. Sometimes caspases are activated without aid of any adapter proteins by various proteins or enzymes like granzyme B, which is released by cytotoxic T lymphocyte and natural killer cells. Apart from activator molecules, there are some inhibitors of apoptosis also. These inhibitory molecules act as a regulatory molecules of apoptosis. One of the example of inhibitors of apoptotic proteins is X-linked AIP. As the name suggests, XIAP gene is located. Now let us move toward apoptotic pathways to see how apoptosis occurs. In vertebrate system, there are basically two types of apoptotic pathways. The first one is the death receptor pathway or extrinsic pathway. The second one is the mitochondrial pathway or intrinsic pathway. Death receptor pathway is also known as extrinsic pathway. The death receptors are a subset of tumor necrosis factor receptor family in vertebrates and include FAS receptors, which is also known as CD95 or APO1. Through these receptors, FAS ligands bind. The second receptors are trail receptors, which are trail R1, which is also known as DR4, and trail R2, which is also known as DR5. Trail receptors bind to trail ligand. And the third one is TNFR or tumor necrosis factor receptors, whose major example is TNFR1, which binds to tumor necrosis factors. Death receptors share a death domain in the intracellular portion of the molecule, are shown in the diagram in this slide on the right side. The death domains are another example of death folds like CARD, DED, and PYR domains, and these interact with death domains in adapter molecules. The death receptors exist as trimers on the cell surface, and it is likely that the ligands for these receptors bind as clusters to cross-link two or more of these trimers. This clustering exposes the death domains for interaction with intracellular proteins. The death receptor or extrinsic pathway can be further subdivided into two pathways based on the type of signaling pathways it follows. The first one is FAS or trail apoptotic signaling pathway. As shown is in the handout on the right side of the slide, the death domains of FAS or CD95 and the trail receptors following ligation bind to the adapter protein FADD. FADD stands for FAS-associated death domain. It binds via death domain in FADD. This brings together FADD molecules within the cell and also exposes another region of FADD containing DED, that is death affected domain. The DED of FADD now binds to DEDs in the pro-domain of caspase 8 monomers, resulting in dimer formation and activation of the initiator caspase by induced proximity. The complex of the ligated death receptor and FADD via death domain interaction and of FADD with caspase 8 via DED interactions occurs rapidly following death receptor ligation and is called a death-inducing signaling complex or DISC or simply DISC. The activated caspase 8 can now cleave substrates in the cell, inducing the executioner caspases 3 and 7, and apoptosis proceeds. The second subtype of death receptor or extrinsic apoptotic pathway is TNF-R1 apoptotic signaling pathway. Binding of tumor necrosis factor or TNF to TNF receptor 1 or TNF-R1 leads to receptor clustering, which in turn recruits an adapter molecule that is known as TNF receptor associated death domain, that is TRAD. As shown in the handout on the right side of the slide, TRAD binds to the TNF-R1 via DD interaction. Other proteins including TNF-R associated factors, also known as TRAPs, together with bound TRAD leads to formation of a complex known as complex 1. This complex dissociates and in the cytosol binds to FADD or FAD, which can bind and activate procaspase 8, leading to formation of complex 2 caspase 8. The active initiator caspase 8 cleaves and activates executioner caspase to cause apoptosis. FADD procaspase 8 binding involves DED interaction. For your information, please note down, TRAD stands for TNF receptor associated death domain, TRAF stands for TNF-R associated factors, TNF-R stands for TNF1 receptor, and TNF stands for tumor necrosis factor. TRAPs also trigger the activation of nuclear factor kappa B or NF-kappa B, which functions as a transcription factor. Several proteins expressed by the action of NF-kappa B act to prevent the formation of the DISC or DISC and the activation of caspase 8. One important protein expressed after NF-kappa B activation is called C-flip, as shown in the present slide. This protein is interesting in that it is closely related to caspase 8 but lacks elements required for protease activity, including active site cysteine. When C-flip is strongly expressed, it can compete with procaspase 8 for FADD and thereby prevent caspase activation, thus prevent apoptosis. Thus, this is a unique example of molecular mimicry. Hence, the ligation of TNF-R1 by TNF is therefore capable of producing signals that both block and promote apoptosis.